Welcome to the Battle of Forums. Now, I love teams. I always loved teams, especially when you talk about teams with crazy superpowers that fight to accomplish a certain ideal, like the Akatsuki that are basically terrorists but that pretends to bring peace in the villages. Another team that I like would be the Avengers, with Iron Man and Black Panther. They fight to save the world and even the whole universe. Seriously, these guys seem to be totally unstoppable because they've been able to take down enemies that have a power scale that cannot even be measured, like Thanos or Galactus. Now the question, would the Avengers be able to survive a devastation battle between them and the Akatsuki? I think it would make a very interesting battle, even though their powers aren't really at the same scale. But imagine a battle between the most famous Avengers, Black Panther, the Hulk and Thor, Miss Marvel and Giant Man, Hawkeye and Black Widow, with Iron Man and Captain America at the lead, facing Team Akatsuki, where you have Hidan and Kakuzu, Itachi and Kisame, Sasori and Deidara, Nagato and Hidan, and to finish Obito at the lead. If the Avengers have been able to defeat enemies with cosmic level powers, are they going to be able to defeat the Akatsuki? What do you think? And to make it even worse, you can all imagine the battle scene, and you can choose whether both of the teams had the time to prepare themselves to not only know the enemy but also to try and find a counter strategy. Who would win this battle? In my eyes, based on my knowledge, I think there's going to be a lot of Avengers casualties. On the side of the Akatsuki, almost every single one of these members has a lot of techniques and always a form of final attack that is always devastating. Deidara uses C4 explosives that he generates from this clay substance of his, and his final attack is when he gains a lot of weight to in the end explode himself and release a certain gas that causes every living being that by accident inhales this gas to explode from the inside. Sasori has 100 puppets that helped him to conquer a whole nation, not to mention that these puppets have all sorts of weapons such as flamethrowers, crazy poisons, water cannons that even split rocks, swords that take all shapes, and this indestructible metal. Kisame can submerge a whole desert with water to form an ocean, and if you're unfortunate to find yourself inside, you'll have dozens of sharks dancing around you before eating their meal. And Kisame, by the way, never gets tired. Konan doesn't seem too offensive, but at the same time, with all her paper explosives, she might. Itachi Uchiha is a master illusionist that can plunge you in an illusion if you simply watch his fingers, not to mention that he has powers to alternate events, he has the cursed black flames that never stops burning, he has the Susanoo armor which is known to be impenetrable. Hidan is someone with a crazy religion and is immortal. Kakuzu uses his hearts for opponents he is defeated to be able to use fire, wind, water and fire techniques as dangerous as a natural disaster. Not to mention that he has a body structure so unusual that he is able to survive different kinds of attacks. And at last, you have Tendo Pain that has the ability to resurrect, to attract and propel anything. He has the ability to grow arms, heavy weapons. He summons animals, he can absorb energy attacks, he controls souls, and he has maybe 50 other techniques. And I almost forgot, there's Obito that has a lot of techniques, but the most crazy is the one that allows him to warp parts of his body to other dimensions, which basically makes him untouchable. So, will Hawkeye with his enhanced arrows and Black Widow with her spy skills be able to do something within the battle? I think not. They probably won't be able to survive Sasori and his puppets. But who knows? Captain America might maybe hold his own simply against Sasori since he's a super soldier, but is he going to be able to defeat him? There's a chance, if you ask me. He might even be able to hold his own against Kakuzu and Hidan. But once Deidara blows himself up, I can imagine Captain America dying immediately. I don't think his lungs are that well trained. The gases of Deidara would probably not affect Iron Man because he'll have a certain air filter as he'll probably have. It won't affect the Hulk or Thor or even Miss Marvel. But are these four going to be able to face Itachi with his illusions, Nagato with his ability to do everything, Kisame that can generate oceans at will, and Obito that simply cannot be touched? And how far would Conan and Black Panther come in this all-out battle? Now, I think that the Akatsuki would come out victorious, but they'll have a tough time with Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, and Miss Marvel. Between them, I'd say the outcome is not known, and only you decide. So leave down your arguments and tell us who would come out victorious and why. But we all know the Akatsuki would win. We all know.